Hi everybody, this is our instructions for our pencil topper project. This is going to be a fun project because once you're done making your pencil topper, we're actually going to print them on our 3D printer and you'll be able to put them on your pencil and flash them around school. You can see some examples of some pencil toppers that people have done. And the kind this instruction is going to show is basically going to be these two that have the platforms on them, so to speak. And then you can print things on the top of the platform. And so we're going to show you how to make a base like this that's rounded, and then you can kind of put whatever you want on them, but you can make the rockets as well. It all works kind of similarly. So to start this, we've got to make a rectangle that has some pretty specific dimensions on it. We want to start at our axis of origin right here, and we want to come up and pull a rectangle up this way. And our rectangle needs to have some specific measurements, and those measurements are going to be 5/8 of an inch by 7/8 of an inch. And it went shrunk way down because we made it small. And we're going to go in here and we need to draw some lines on it. No matter what kind of thing that you make, you need to do this next part, and it's very important because this is what's going to make your pencil fit in correctly eventually. So we're going to make some guides here. And our first guide we're going to put in at 5/32 of an inch. There's our first guide. Our second guide is also going to be from this side, and it is going to be 8/32 of an inch. And this is very important for your pencil part of it. And then our final guide on this is going to come from the bottom part of this, and it is going to go up 3/4 of an inch. And now you have all the guides in there that you're going to need to make this platform. Now, this first area that we're going to do is going to be the area that the pencil is going to fit into, and so we want to cut it out. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the eraser over, and I am going to get rid of that section's lines. Now the reason this is such an important section is this is going to make the wall, so to speak, between the inside of your pencil topper where your pencil goes and the outside. You need a little bit of space there. And you can see right now at the pencil topper, that space is what's being shown with the pencil right there by Mr. Bolander. So we want to make sure we have that space, because if we don't include that, your pencil topper is not going to work. So to get this pencil topper going, I'm going to take my arc tool, and I'm just going to make a couple of arcs that I like right here. And I'll pull this one out like this. I can pull it out any old way that I want. And I'll make another one right here. And I'll make it like that. And the next part we'll take and we'll go from here up to here. And we need to be very careful with this arc, or our 3D printer may not print what we want. For instance, if I make an arc like this, the 3D printer will not print that arc. And the reason is we have a very flat line right here, and our 3D printer does not like that kind of a flat line. And if we tried to print it, it would fail because the printer head's up here, and all of a sudden it's got to print on nothing. So we have to be very careful about these kind of sections on anything we draw with our 3D printer. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that, and I'm going to do another line. And all I need to do is not pull it in as far. I can just go like that, and now you can see we have no flat parts of that line, and the 3D printer likes these kind of lines much better. Now we need to just go ahead and erase a couple of our lines that we do not need. We'll erase that one, and
I think you need to base that one.
and this one, if we've got a line there, it's hard to see. I think I got that one early. Anyway, we've got to make sure that we have this, and you can tell when your lines are right because you can see how this is all white in the interior. Sometimes these will be kind of see-through, and if it's see-through, you know you made an error. Now there's a lot of different ways to do this next step, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to make a little line that comes up right at the top here. It's really hard to see since it's right on our origin line. And then I'm going to get rid of that last line, and I'm going to tilt this, and I'm going to put a circle on that line. And I've got to tilt it because my circle has to be going in just the right direction. Actually, it looks like I could put it anywhere on there. There was the top of the line I just made. I'm going to pull the circle out, and the circle is basically the path for the follow me tool. And the follow me tool is how we're going to spin into a circular object. So now I just need to select that circle, and that's what tells the follow me tool what path it's going to follow. And so now I go get follow me, I put it on here, I click, and that spins us into our pencil topper. Now I want to get rid of a couple things on my pencil topper here. I don't need the circle anymore. That was just to spin the topper. So I want to come here, and I also have that little piece right here, and I'm going to get rid of that too. Now you can see we have got the base of our pencil topper, just like you can see on the video right here. We've just made the base, and we can stick whatever we want on top of that base. So that's this one right here. And if you come underneath, you can see we have a nice pencil hole right there. It's 3/4 of an inch deep, and we have our buffer between the outside of our object and the inside where our pencil goes, so it will print up nicely on the 3D printer. And then you have all sorts of options on what you can put on the top of your topper. You could put your name on there, although be careful with your name. You got to make sure that you have it pulled up, and we'll help you on that as you work through that. That can be kind of tricky, but you can put all sorts of things on here. The key is, though, our total topper, we made this 7/8 of an inch tall, which means you have about an inch up here to work with, because you have to be within 2 inches, and if whatever you put on here all of a sudden goes up 4 inches, we won't print that. That will be too tall. And again, there's a lot of different variations. The rocket ships that we saw at the beginning are also made the same way, where you just draw like a half of them and then you spin them into a full circle. Very much the same concept as this right here. So use your own creativity on it. A lot of fun stuff you can come up with, and we'll be interested to see all the creative things you guys come up with to do on this. So have fun with this project. When we're all done, we'll print it out, and it'll be a lot of fun. A final thought on your pencil topper project, because some of you may decide that you have a different idea, and it would be great to see you try different ideas. That some of you guys might have a different idea and want to go in a totally different direction. Here are the basic requirements or dimensions that you have to stay within. And that is, your total project from side to side can't be greater than 1 1/4 inch. Whether it's the circle of the one we just showed you, which the dimensions we showed will fit that perfectly, and the height must be 2 inches or less. So you have to think of this as like a box, and would your project fit inside this box? And if it would, you're in great shape. If it won't, you have too big of a drawing, and you cannot have that big of a drawing. So again, these are the dimensions that you have to live within: 1 1/4 inches wide or round and 2 inches tall. And here's an example of what we just did. We did the base right here, and you can see it. We did it at about 7/8 of an inch, which is right what that's showing, and that gives you plenty of room to put something on top of your pencil topper. But if you decide to do a different kind of project, you have to stay within 2 inches tall and 1 1/4 inches wide on the total thing. And again, if you stay within this box, if you think of that box and it fits in there, which what the one Mr. Bolander was just showing would, then you're in good shape.